I wanted to start off this conversation by addressing my highly sensitive persons and my people with complex trauma. I was thinking a little bit about the art of detachment, a little bit why it seems so intense and so opposing for some people, but why it is an act of courage and an act of self-love for those that have maybe learned to overextend their energy. And I feel like it is learning that skill that helps you learn the balance of how to love people without the demise of losing yourself. Because as a highly sensitive person, as someone who has experienced complex trauma, you know that you feel emotions very intensely. And so sometimes when other people's depression doesn't look just like depression, sometimes it does look like some very deep, dark places. And so being able to detach your emotions sometimes is a safety measure for your own emotional regulation. And it doesn't mean that you don't care about people, but it allows you to build the evidence. Now, when you hear people practicing detachment, a lot of people think that that means shutting off their emotions, putting up a wall, being guarded, not letting people in, or being nonchalant or not caring. And that is furthest from the truth. You know, the reason that you hear about the art of detachment a lot in the spiritual community, and the people that gravitate more to the spiritual community have experienced a lot of trauma and tend to be highly sensitive people. And so this is specifically for my highly sensitive people, my people that have experienced complex trauma. I'm not saying you have to be a part of the spiritual world. What I'm saying is that you experience emotions intensely, and you have some dysregularity to your emotional regulation system more than most people in certain circumstances. And so that being said, learning how to navigate and regulate your emotions takes some detachment from your experience in order to recognize, again, your emotions and how to channel them, and when they're appropriate and when they're not. And so, one piece of advice when we come down to this relationship aspect, you know, one of the things that we struggle with, and why studies have shown that people who are highly sensitive are attracted to more avoidant or narcissistic trait type of individuals, is because those individuals thrive off of that attention, off of that energy that they receive from those that are a little bit more anxious attachment and needing the validation and wanting to experience those intense emotions.